So one of the most important commands for power users who like to keep their hands on the keyboard is to use the Shift Command G in the Finder for Go to Folder. So you can find it here in the menus by going to Go and then Go to Folder. And Shift Command G is a shortcut, and of course it doesn't make sense to select it here in the Go menu because the idea is not to use the mouse or trackpad. So we're going to use Shift Command G and bring it up. And you can then type the path to wherever you want to go. So for instance, if I wanted to go to the users folder, I can type /users and it takes me to the users folder. Now most things that you're going to want to do are going to be inside of your home folder, like your documents folder, music, etc. So we'll do Shift Command G, and instead of typing /users/macmost for my user folder and then /documents, which will take me there, I can instead do tilde, which is on American keyboards it's the key above the tab key. You need to use Shift to get the tilde there. And that substitutes for /user/ your user folder. So then you can go right to Documents. Now you can also use autocomplete for this. So for instance I can do tilde/ and if I type the letter D I'll get the suggestions here and I can use the down arrow to jump to them. So if I want to jump to the Downloads folder I can just down arrow to that and then hit Return and it fills it in. And then I can hit Return again to go there. So there's my Downloads folder. I can also autocomplete by hitting Tab. So I'll hit D and then hit Tab and it jumps into this. And if I then were to hit Tab again it jumps to the end, adds a slash. So I can, for instance, let's go back and hit D and let's go to Documents. I'll hit Tab, Tab, so I don't have to go and find the slash key. And now I can hit P and hit Tab and it autocompletes to projects because it's the only item in there that begins with the letter P. And now I'll hit P again and hit Tab, and you can see right there when I first did it, it came up with Project A, Project B, and then a file called Project List. So I can select any one of those I want. Let's go to Project A and I'll hit Go. So using autocomplete with the Tab key can be a really useful way to avoid having to type really long file paths, especially if you have folders that have multiple words as names. You can just type the first character or two and then use the down arrow to quickly get to it. So maybe you already knew that you could do that in the Finder, but did you know that you can do that inside of applications as well? For instance, here I am in TextEdit. I'm going to go to File, Open, or just Command O. And then I see that I'm on the desktop. So now I want to navigate somewhere else. I can right here do Command Shift G and it brings up the Go to the Folder prompt. So now I can use tilde and D and the same autocomplete. Jump into Documents, jump into Projects, hit Go, and it changes the location here in the Open File dialog to the Projects folder. Now I can select the file I want. Not only that, but if I wanted to I could actually select the file itself and then just one more return and it will actually open that file. And you can do the same thing when you're saving a file in the Save dialog.